Let me tell you how it will be, taxman. It's 1 for you, 19 for me, taxman. 'Cause I'm the taxman. Yeah, I'm the taxman. This song was written 50 years ago, this year, 1964. The Beatles, George Harrison wrote it, had been surviving from gig to gig to gig, playing in clubs from Liverpool to Hamburg and places in between. And in 1963-64, they finally made it big. I mean, they made it big. They were making so much money, they were making more money than they even knew existed. And their income was subject to what in Britain is called a super tax. They had to pay 95% of their income in taxes. So for any of you who have been procrastinating on doing your income tax forms because you're afraid that you might owe too much money, just think of the Beatles who got to keep 5% of their income.
They had dinner made for us and we set a picnic table and we played with the kids, and after that we made a campfire, and I told Kathy, it's time for getting up the tent. So I went to the car, get my tent out, spread it out on the grass next to the tent of Jeff and Sarah, went back to the car to get the tent poles. No tent poles. No, yeah, there's no big thing. I'm an experienced camper. You simply string a rope between 2 trees and you hang the tent from the rope. That was in the good old days. This was one of those modern pop-up tents. You needed the tension of the tent poles. So whatever I did, I couldn't get a tent up. So rather sheepishly, I walked back to the campfire and say, Kathy, I forgot the tent poles and I can get a tent up.
He summoned Anansi to the court. Anansi was quite eager to come to the court and, of course, help his king. Anansi, I have a task for you. Oh, Anansi said, well, great. Tell me what it is. And the king says, there are 2 things that I want. 2 things that I must have. And you're just the person to bring them for me. Anansi said, well, great, what are they? And the king said, well, Anansi, because you are so clever, it would be just too easy for me to tell you what they are.
And for hobbies, he liked to go to Las Vegas and drop large sums of money on the tables. So much so that the casinos flew him there every few months. They would fly him there. And he showed us his latest returned check. It was more than 2 years worth of salary for me that he had sort of dropped over a 3-day weekend. But he wasn't charging enough that I felt we were supporting a gambling addiction, so we went ahead with this. And so finally he said, okay, show me what you got, show me what you got. Well, my husband put our little shoebox of receipts up on the desk, and I had the red vinyl ledger that I had kept for the restaurant. Now, you may have guessed by now that I'm not a numbers person, so keeping this ledger had been, an act of just pure torture. But I had recorded all the daily receipts and the hamburger prices and the sales tax and the salaries to the, that part-time help, and I laid it on his desk. Well, where's the other one? The other one? What other one? Well, the other set of books. I was supposed to keep 2 sets of books. That's okay. I can play it that way too.